Howdy, we're going to talk about arithmetic sequences today. Sequence is just a list of numbers. Arithmetic means that we are adding and subtracting. So this says adding and subtracting lists of numbers. That's all that means. And we'll deal with a couple other different kinds here, but for the most part, just the adding or subtracting ones. I need to fill this out a little bit. So there are a couple of notations that we can use here to say like where we are in the list. For example, both of these mean the first term in the list. So if I have a list of numbers, well, if I say a with 1 in parentheses, like function notation, or a sub 1 like this, these both mean the first term. First term. Or the first number. Make that language a little friendlier there. So that just means the first number. So if you see a list of numbers and then someone says, hey, a sub 1 or a1, you know, oh, okay, well, let me look at the first number in the list. That's all that means. Okay? The book will usually use this notation, but books you use in the future will use this notation. So I prefer this notation to the right with the little subscript, so that's why I say a sub 1. But really, either notation is appropriate, but this is what you're going to see in the future. I don't know why they use this here. In their books that they wrote for later classes, they use this notation more often. So we use that more often. And this is basically exactly what you might guess. This means the 7th number. So if I see a little a with a 7, I'm going to look for the 7th number. The 7th number. And sometimes we use a little pound sign for numbers, so I abbreviated it there. You can see the word number above, so that's what I mean, number. And guess what? 172, a sub 172. This means the 172nd number. 172nd number. There we go. I need to use that abbreviation now just to get it on the line. Okay? So this notation just tells us where to look in my list. That's all. So as I have a list of numbers here, 4, 7, 10, 13, it's adding 3 each time. I'm going to actually scooch this up all the way, so you're going to lose this in a second. There we go. So just like this number right here, this is a sub 3 because it is the third number. A sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, and so on and so forth. That's all that notation means. Because I'm adding 3 each time, I say the common difference is a positive 3. So because 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, 10 plus 3 is 13. We use the letter D for common difference. So if I took the difference of 7 and 4, I will get 3. The difference of 10 and 7, I will get 3. The difference of 13 and 10, I will get 3. It is a difference that is common, so we call it a common difference, and I use D for that. Okay, nothing too tricky so far, just some notation, just telling you how we say the things that we say, a little vocab to start us off. There's a formula for the nth term and an arithmetic sequence. So the formula, well, a sub n, the nth term, so I can put in any number I want there for n, is equal to a sub 1, that's the first term, plus n minus 1 in parentheses. N is the number of the term you want. These n's have to match. So if I put a number here, I have to put a number here. And we're going to put 123 there in a minute. And put 123 there and there. And then whatever the common difference is there for D. So I'm actually going to find the 123rd term of the above sequence. So I want to find n is going to be 123. I'm going to scooch this up just a little more. I've chatted about it for a minute. I'm going to keep the sentence on there, though. So find the 123rd term of the above sequence. So a sub 123 is equal to, I'm going to leave everything else. I'm just going to put in the 123. Plus 123 minus 1 times D. Okay, so I really could have done a little bit more here, but I only put in the 123 for the 123rd term. So this says the 123rd term is equal to the first term plus, that's going to be 122, 123 minus 1, times the common difference. Okay, and you could have plugged in these other things to start as well. The first term, let me look at my list, the first term is 4. So I can put in a 4 there. And the common difference for each time, well, let me see, it goes up 3 each time. So I can put a 3 there. And now I just have to use my old friend, order of operations, to do this. So 123, let me see, 120, that's 122. 122 times 3, well, that's, if I just take 3 times each number, nothing will carry. So I can do this in my head. That'll be 3, 6, 6. And that will give me 370. So the 123rd term is 370. So if I listed out that list and found the 123rd term, it would equal 370. It's pretty awesome. Okay, that's all I have for notes. Go ahead to the lesson check on page 277. Lesson check on page 277. Lesson check, page 277.